my channel. Today is a Friday vlog. I'm going to be sharing my life as a content creation day in the life. This happens only on Fridays, and on Monday to Thursday I am working at my small business P&H, which is a planner and stationery shop in Seattle, and that's normally what I do. Today is also a little bit different than my normal content creation days because today is a release day, and usually I release things on Fridays when I'm not in the office, but I usually pre-plan everything beforehand so that everything runs smoothly on a Friday. And if you haven't been to my channel yet, welcome. My name is Holly from Life with Holly Lifestyles. I'm so excited to share with you my life as an entrepreneur and my tips and tricks for business. I'll also be doing a lot more desk and productivity videos, so if you're interested in any of that and all of that, make sure to follow. So normally when I first start my day is obviously a coffee, which is right behind me, but today is a little bit different because I did mention we're doing a release first, so I'm gonna get that ready to go and just launched and ready, make sure everything's good, and then I can share my coffee time. So here's a little montage of me getting ready for P&H's new release. So I am done my P&H stuff, and now I can focus back on the day in the life as a content creator. So mainly, usually in the beginning, after I brush and get ready, I go and get some coffee, make some coffee. I usually do this Monday to Thursday anyways, because we do work a little bit in the house before we head into the office, usually around 2 to 3 hours, but this routine is basically the same every day. So I make my own coffee, and then I make the hubby the coffee, which is Mr. Poi. He usually drinks either pour over or he drinks espresso, depending on what he feels like. So today we're gonna make him a pour over, and then I'll make my typical iced coffee with my Nespresso. And yeah, so let's get in.
Sliding doors, just wanna know you more. I hope you wanna be with somebody, spending all of the night moonwalking, and with the view she could see her building. Try to tell her I know I feel it. Keep me floating, I'm on my back. Slow me down when I'm living fast.
So we got our coffee. The hubby actually went to work so I can focus on this video. So usually the first thing I do after I get my coffee is work on emails, just to kind of go to inbox zero, just make sure that the emails follow up with collaborations that are either happening, inquiries that I get, and kind of like stuff like that to just get out of the way before I work on my content creation. So the past 1 or 2 months has been super exciting. I've been growing a lot, and finally I've been getting a lot of emails. I get around 1 to 3 a day. It's not like too much, but normally can range from anything from a really big company, which I will get once in a while, which is always, I'm so grateful and happy about that. And then we'll get some kind of like, sometimes I get some app ones to try out their app and share it on my social media. And then I usually get a lot of other gifted products. A lot of the stuff are under $50, and I usually don't do those anymore unless I'm really interested in the product, because it's just a lot of time. I'm in a good spot where I have my own full-time job, so I don't have to worry about money too much, so I get to choose and pick the things that are sent to me. A lot of the stuff are kind of like Amazon related, things that you see on Amazon. I know I can get a commission out of that and film a video like for free. Usually they ask for free, but I just don't want to do that. I want to be able to share things that I genuinely love, I will use in my space and stuff like that. So I'm lucky to be able to pick and choose the items that I really, really want to share. And another thing is, if I do accept everything, I'm gonna have a lot of stuff and it's just gonna clutter my space. So that's kind of where my mindset is with things. And since I've been getting a lot of more collaborations and inquiries, especially with larger companies, I want to make sure that I am doing exactly what they asked me to do, and start tracking that on Notion. So that's one of the things I wanted to do, is to have kind of like a partnership tracker page and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna do some emails and you can watch me do a little bit from behind the scenes. Obviously I can't show it fully because some stuff might be sensitive, but let's get in.
Found my way through the hotel. Make the same when
So I'm back. Usually for emails, I get emails, I would check out their page, see what products they have. If it aligns with me, then I contact them and say I'm interested and kind of go from there. But if it's not, because usually when I say I will pass on this opportunity, they'll just ask why, and then I'll have to email again, so I might as well just send them the rates, and then they usually will say no, and then just kind of move on like that. So it really depends. So a lot of questions I get about my content, especially on Instagram and TikTok, is what camera do I use? So I use the famous TikTok camera, which is the Fujifilm X100V. I actually got this before it was famous and before it got really popular. I got it in 2021 when I first moved here because I wanted to shoot more street photography. I've always loved photography, love travel photography, and I just haven't had a chance to. So I picked it up, and at that time I didn't really travel, or I didn't travel to places that I wanted to shoot with, so I ended up, it just sat for half a year, and then I decided to try it out the year after, I believe, to test out some shots for content, and photos really worked out really, really well, and I've been using it. This camera though is not good for long form video, so that's why I'm filming on my Sony ZV-1 instead of on this. Usually it heats up a lot, so hopefully in the future I can get a better Sony camera so I can have better quality and stuff, but so far using this for short form is amazing. The quality is beautiful, and I can still use this for street photography, so I'm definitely in love, and I love this camera a lot, and I definitely will be keeping this in my collection for a long, long time. And that's a question I always get in my TikToks and Instagram, so I wanted to share that. So usually after emails, depending on the day, I will kind of wait for the lighting to be brighter. So it was brighter earlier, so I kind of switched up some stuff to film because my battery was was dead, so I had to charge it. So at the same time I was doing some other tasks. I was filming a little bit of videos. I usually do a lot of desk setup videos, so it's kind of just a desk kind of style, just kind of looking at your desk. A lot of people love those kind of videos, so I do film those as much as I can, and then other times I would film unboxings and stuff like that, or even share things that people ask as a question. Here is a little clip of what I was doing earlier before I sat down to film this.
all my friends think I'm so bad, doing things that I usually don't.
So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little time lapse. I didn't know my phone can actually do a time lapse at 0.5, so it looks really, really cool because you can also see the background a lot. I'll do a little mini tour a little bit later, but usually after I film, I will start editing the videos because I like editing right away so that I remember what I've shot and kind of what's been going in my mind, because sometimes I'm like, oh, this shot fits perfectly as one video and another shot fits as another video. So sometimes I just go straight to editing so that I can get everything out of the way. I can have it ready to go and basically start inputting it in my Notion. I wanted to share next time my how I plan my Notion. I'll probably do it in next week's video. I'll share that and kind of show you how I basically plan my videos and stuff like that, so that's super exciting. I'll definitely share that then. And that's pretty much what happens during my content creation day. A lot of the time is actually just content creation for short form. Sometimes I film a video, such as today's vlog on Fridays, but obviously during Mondays and Thursdays during the day, if I see lighting, I will shoot right away. So there's times I do that, or I'd be shooting a video. Usually I save Fridays to shoot this type of video because I don't need too much lighting, because it's more kind of like natural kind of look, while during the week I will shoot whenever I can and then edit at the same time. So that's why I mentioned earlier that usually we're at home for 2 to 3 hours before we head out to the office so that I can work a little bit on this. That really depends. It varies every day. Sometimes it's super gloomy that day, so I can't even do anything. So we would head to the office a little earlier. So that's basically it. Other things we do, or I do, is work on new stuff for Work Week Agenda. I haven't had a chance to do that, so hopefully I can have some time the next week or two when I catch up on my videos. Sometimes I try catching up my videos so that I can work on other things, but obviously lighting does affect how much content I can create, so that is another thing that you have to kind of see and figure out. But I do have some Work Week Agenda stuff that I want to release in the upcoming weeks, so I need to find some time to work on that. Other than that, there's a lot of admin tasks that I would love to do, so when I get my content creation stuff on the go, when the sun is going to be a lot out more during the spring and summer. I did mention in my last video that I want to work on my Notion a lot more, but I'll definitely do a Notion tour on how I plan my social media, and then hopefully in a couple of weeks I can figure out the rest of my Notion and I can show you a full tour. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'm going to show you a mini tour of the space, and yeah. So let's do a mini tour of my home office. I will be filming probably a better video in the future when I figure out how to use my gimbal, but other than that, let's get in. So as you see here, there are two desks. One is my desk that you see all the time. This is the hubby's desk, Mr. Poi. I cleaned it up just so you can show you guys. He has a simple desk because he usually works in his office anyways. And then last but not least is the background that you always see when I film. So if you come in, this is how it looks. This whole wall is basically mine. I have a plant. I added this cabinet, and then I just have some miscellaneous stuff here, and then mainly I just work on this area here. As you see, this is deja vu. I'm actually working on the video that you're watching right now, and I also got a walking pad a couple months ago and haven't used it, so hopefully when I figure out my admin stuff I can start using it for admin instead of for videos, because that might make me dizzy. But if I'm just typing random stuff or answering emails, I can use that perfectly. And I'm loving this new setup. I changed my keycaps recently and stuff like that. So there is kind of where we're at with my desk, and then we're on the side near the window is where the hubby's desk is. He has a more simple setup. There are things that he just needs: his laptop and a monitor. He has a nice long wide one for his work. We have the Orbit Key desk pad here. It's really good. He can always hide things in here, which he doesn't do because I think he just forgets. That's mainly here. And then over here is pretty much the same. I don't think anything has changed. I probably just added some cameras there because those are just cameras I'm using in general. And yeah, so that's kind of like the mini tour and little update. I don't think there's anything big updated in my space, but that is the tour of my office. So depending on the day, I usually end my work pretty early, around 3 to 5, depending on how much work I have. Usually Fridays are more kind of chill, just kind of relaxing, just doing things I love, like content creation and just enjoying my space, because I'm not here most of the time. Monday to Thursday, I'm usually at work, and sometimes in the evenings or in the weekends, I am out and about. So it's nice to kind of enjoy the space a lot more. And that's pretty much it. But usually if I have time after work, I would start my chores that we usually would do during the weekend, but sometimes things happen, like we have friends and family come over, so we can't do our chores, so sometimes I would do them earlier and try to get it out of the way so that even if I've done the chores, then in the weekend I can actually physically enjoy the weekend and not have to think of like, oh, I have chores to do on Sundays. So that's that. We do have a friend coming over this weekend, so I'm going to start cleaning up. Usually we try to clean up every week, but when people come over, it just kind of distracts us and we just don't clean. So that's why I'm going to start cleaning now. And that's pretty much it for today's video. So I'm just going to clean and show you a little montage.
Find my way through a hotel. Break the same when I'm running
Thank you for watching my vlog for today. I hope you learned a little bit of my day in my life as a content creator. Every day is a little different, every week is a little different, but this is kind of the little routine that I go with. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to follow me at Life with Holly Lifestyles or my planner shop at P&H. And thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!